Have you ever wondered about the profound wisdom hidden in the verses of the Quran, specifically in Surah Al-Hijr? In the heart of the Quran, nestled between Surah Ibrahim and Surah An-Nahl, you'll find Surah Al-Hijr, the 15th chapter in this divine text. The name Al-Hijr translates to the rocky tract, a title that hints at the stern yet enlightening messages contained within. This surah was revealed in Mecca, during a period when the Prophet Muhammad and his followers faced severe persecution for their beliefs. Surah Al-Hijr is a testament of resilience and faith. It contains 99 verses, each echoing the divine wisdom that underpins the Islamic faith. The surah is a profound exploration of the themes of faith, patience, and divine retribution, offering guidance on how to navigate the trials of life and remain steadfast in one's spiritual journey. The surah begins with an affirmation of the Quran's divine origin, a reminder to the believers of the source of their faith. It then delves into stories from the past, recounting the tales of prophets who faced similar trials and tribulations. The surah presents the narratives of prophets such as Noah, Abraham, Lot, and the inhabitants of Al-Hijr, drawing lessons from each story that resonate with the trials faced by believers today. What makes Surah Al-Hijr truly remarkable, though, is its emphasis on patience in the face of adversity. It underscores the importance of remaining patient and trusting in the divine plan, even when faced with challenges that seem insurmountable. The surah assures believers that divine retribution will come to those who stray from the path of righteousness, reinforcing the concept of divine justice that is central to the Islamic faith. As we delve deeper into the verses of Surah Al-Hijr, you'll find that each verse carries a message that is as relevant today as it was over 1,000 years ago. The surah serves as a timeless guide, a beacon of hope and resilience for those navigating the rocky tracks of life. Now embark with us on a journey to delve deeper into the verses of Surah Al-Hijr. The surah begins with God's assertion of the Quran's sanctity, but what does this mean to us? As we delve into the first few verses of Surah Al-Hijr, we are met with a powerful proclamation. The Quran, as we know, is not merely a book, but a sanctified scripture, an embodiment of divine wisdom. This sanctity is not to be taken lightly, as it is underscored right at the onset of this surah. The verses tell us of God's wisdom, an omnipotent and omniscient entity that transcends our understanding. The Quran is a vessel of this wisdom, a beacon to guide us through the complexities of life. This wisdom is not just about knowledge, it's about understanding, about discerning right from wrong, about making just and moral choices. Yet, as we move forward, we encounter themes of denial and rejection of truth by the disbelievers. The verses speak of those who, despite the clarity and wisdom of the Quran, chose to turn a blind eye. They rejected the truth not for lack of understanding, but for a lack of willingness to accept it. This denial isn't singular or isolated, it's a recurring theme, a pattern that resonates across history and societies. The verses compel us to reflect upon our own attitudes towards truth and wisdom. Are we open and receptive, or do we too, in our own ways, reject what we find inconvenient to accept? The verses of Surah Al-Hijr are not just about recounting historical episodes of disbelief. They serve as a mirror, reflecting our own actions and attitudes towards the divine wisdom encapsulated in the Quran. They urge us to introspect, to question, and to strive for a deeper understanding of our spiritual selves. As we journey through these verses, we are reminded of the sanctity of the Quran and the wisdom it carries. We are prompted to reflect upon our own approach to this divine wisdom. Do we embrace it, or do we let our preconceived notions and biases cloud our judgment? As the verses unfold, we see a pattern of disbelief, a pattern we'll explore further. Continuing our journey, we encounter stories of past civilizations. What lessons do these stories hold for us? In Surah Al-Hijr, several prophets are mentioned, each with a tale that serves as a parable for us. They bear witness to the trials and tribulations faced by those who stood firm in their faith and the fate of those who chose to deny the divine message. First, we meet Prophet Noah. His patience in the face of relentless disbelief from his people is a testament to the strength of faith. His story teaches us that patience isn't merely about waiting, but about maintaining faith and hope even when faced with the most formidable challenges. Next, we find the story of Prophet Hud, who was sent to the people of Ad. Despite their advanced civilization and power, the Ad people's arrogance led them to reject Hud's message. This narrative reminds us of the consequences of pride and arrogance, and the importance of humility in our lives. Then comes the tale of Prophet Lut, whose community was steeped in immoral practices. Lut's story is a stark reminder of the divine justice that befalls those who persist in their wrongdoing. Finally, we encounter the story of Prophet Shuaib, sent to the people of Madian. His tale teaches us about the perils of economic exploitation and the importance of social justice. Each of these stories, while distinct, carries a common thread. They underscore the importance of faith, patience, and standing up for justice. They serve as reminders of divine justice, a justice that may not always be swift, but is always certain. The tales of these prophets and their people are not merely stories of the past, but timeless lessons for all of us. They remind us to uphold our faith, to be patient in adversity, and to stand firm for what is right, regardless of the challenges we may face. Through these stories, we see the consequences of disbelief and the rewards of faith. As we reach the end of Surah Al-Hijr, we find a series of powerful reminders. But what are they reminding us of? Diving into the final verses of the surah, we encounter profound reminders about God's mercy. It's a message that echoes throughout the Quran, an assurance that no matter the magnitude of our mistakes, His mercy is always greater. In these verses, we are gently reminded of the boundless love and forgiveness that awaits us when we turn back to Him. Next, our attention is drawn to the transient nature of life. The surah underscores that our existence on this earth is fleeting, a brief stop on a journey towards eternity. This is not meant to instill fear, but rather to inspire mindfulness. It encourages us to live our lives purposefully, to strive for goodness and justice, and to cherish the moments we are blessed with. Then we are led to reflect on the importance of patience and trust in God. Life is filled with trials and tribulations, and it's during these challenging times that our faith is truly tested. The surah reminds us to remain patient, to trust in God's plan, and to find solace in prayer. Patience, we learn, is not merely about enduring hardships, but about maintaining our trust in God's wisdom even when the path ahead is unclear. Finally, we are reminded of the strength that can be found in unity and community. The surah urges us to support each other, to extend our hands in friendship, and to strive for harmony and peace. Our faith, it teaches us, is not a solitary journey, but a shared experience that is enriched by our interactions with others. In essence, these final verses of Surah Al-Hijr serve as a compass, guiding us through the complexities of life. They remind us of God's infinite mercy, the fleeting nature of our earthly existence, the importance of patience and trust in God, and the strength found in community. These reminders serve as a beacon of hope and guidance for all of us. Having journeyed through Surah Al-Hijr, what key teachings can we take away? As we delve into the heart of the surah, we uncover profound wisdom and insights that resonate within us. Surah Al-Hijr, also known as the Rocky Tract, is a spiritual compass that guides us towards the path of enlightenment. This surah is a beacon, reminding us about the essence of faith, the virtue of patience, the inevitability of divine justice, and the boundless mercy of God. The surah illuminates the power of steadfast faith, urging us to hold on to our beliefs even when we are faced with trials and tribulations. It teaches us that faith is not just about believing in the unseen, but also about trusting in the divine plan that is often beyond our comprehension. Patience, another key teaching of Surah Al-Hijr, is not merely about waiting. It's about maintaining a positive attitude and keeping faith intact during the waiting period. The surah exemplifies that patience is a virtue that transforms our character, making us resilient in the face of adversity. Divine justice, a pivotal theme in Surah Al-Hijr, reassures us that there is a cosmic balance. Every action has a consequence, and divine justice ensures that no deed, however small, goes unnoticed. The surah reminds us that while human justice may falter, divine justice remains infallible. Finally, the surah beautifully encapsulates the concept of God's mercy. It emphasizes that God's mercy is beyond our understanding, it's all-encompassing, and it's always available for those who seek it. The surah instills in us the belief that no matter how far we may stray, God's mercy is always within our reach. As we conclude this journey, let's reflect upon these teachings. Let's strive to incorporate the wisdom of Surah Al-Hijr into our lives, allowing it to shape our perspectives and guide our actions. May the wisdom of Surah Al-Hijr guide us on our spiritual journey, illuminating our path with faith, patience, and divine mercy.